For most creators, losing nearly $500,000 in annual revenue would be devastating. But here's what's fascinating about Ali's business. It actually grew by $1.1 million and soared to nearly $5.7 million the following year. Today, I want to break down exactly how he did it and show the growth strategy that Ali used to go from being platform dependent to platform ownership. In 2017, Ali's first year on YouTube, he made $2.27. Yes, you heard that right, $2.27. But look what happens next. Ali starts to build a 10+ income stream business off his YouTube channel. And he generates nearly $25,000 in 2018, $130,000 in 2019. That soars to over $1.2 million in 2020. In 2021, it skyrockets again to $4 million. Then in 2022, nearly $5 million. And then 2023, which is the last revenue numbers that he shared, he generates nearly $6 million. So let me break down exactly how he makes that money today. His own courses that he hosts himself on his own platform generate about $3.2 million, over half of his revenue. Most of this is coming from his flagship course, Part-Time YouTuber Academy. Then he has sponsorships from his YouTube channel and his Instagram elsewhere, which generates $1.3 million and accounts for over 20% of his revenue. Then YouTube AdSense, the ad revenue from his YouTube channel, generates $762,000. Skillshare, where he still has classes, generates $381,000. And then affiliate income, which he has a bunch of affiliate partnerships, accounts for nearly $300K in revenue. See that Skillshare number? It used to be nearly $850,000 just 2 years ago.
Skillshare income used to be about $70,000 a month for us. We've got like 13 classes on Skillshare. And then in October last year, they changed their monetization algorithm. And everyone's rates got slashed.
But how does Ali recover from a nearly $500K in revenue loss to his business? He sees the writing on the wall at Skillshare and he pivots the business to be one built on platform ownership.
And when the numbers got to the point where we were nearly making $1 million a year from Skillshare, I was thinking, okay, there's no way in hell this is sustainable. This is a gravy train that's not gonna continue pouring. I don't even know if that's the right metaphor. And so I said to my team, like big goal for myself was we need to own our revenue. Yeah. And we need at least 50% of our revenue to come from our own products. And so that was when we launched the YouTuber Academy.
Ali didn't just see the writing on the wall. He was 10 steps ahead of the game. While he was building his independent platform where he was going to host his own courses, he was leveraging his partnership with Skillshare to drive a significant amount of revenue that he could then reinvest back into his own business. I know Ali's growth strategy on Skillshare particularly well because I oversaw growth at Skillshare from 2016 to 2022. And my team oversaw our partnership with Ali. I got the mug to prove it. And so while most creators look at Skillshare as just a course hosting platform where they can earn some passive income by putting courses online, Ali saw it differently and was able to generate nearly $1 million a year in revenue by turning it into a 3-sided revenue engine. First, like most YouTubers, Ali's partnership with Skillshare started via sponsorships. We were seeing the amazing success he was having on building a YouTube channel around productivity, and we started sponsoring his YouTube channel. And he started earning revenue like any other traditional YouTuber would off of his YouTube content. Then he created his own course in 2019 on Skillshare around video editing and Final Cut Pro. He starts to earn $3,000, $5,000 a month from this one course, and he starts to see the double revenue impact from promoting his own course. So he starts promoting his own course on his YouTube channel that's bringing new students to Skillshare. Those students are then watching his course where he's getting paid on the minutes watch and the engagement of his course.
Thank you so much, Skillshare, for sponsoring this video. But you see what I did there? Like, this is a sponsored segment from Skillshare. So Skillshare are paying me to say that in this video, but I can plug my own classes. And so hopefully some people will click the link, thus they'll watch my classes. And now I get like paid for doing this video, but I also get paid for the watch time royalties of people taking my classes on Skillshare. And it becomes this reinforcing loop.
Finally, he'd include Skillshare links to all of his courses on his non-sponsored videos across his website and all of his other social channels. And he started to earn referral revenue from Skillshare as well. So the growth strategy that Ali used on Skillshare worked extremely well. Let's look at his earnings from Skillshare over the years. His first year with the class on Skillshare in 2019, he made $8,470. His second year in 2020, he makes $449,000. And then in 2021, that jumps to over $859,000. And then in 2022, it goes down a little bit as the payout change happens later in the year to $778,000. And then he feels the full effect of that 50% cut in earnings, and it goes down to $381,000. But here's what's really smart about Ali's growth strategy on Skillshare. It wasn't just about maximizing revenue and growth for the business off of this Skillshare partnership. It was really about leveraging the learnings he was getting from Skillshare and applying it to his own self-hosted courses. So the first thing he did was use Skillshare as market research. He was putting content on all different types of topics. He was doing Notion courses, his Final Cut Pro video. He did courses on how to study. And then he did a version of his part-time YouTuber Academy course on Skillshare, kind of like the introduction to that. And that did amazingly well, but he quickly saw what types of content his audience was interested in. Second thing he does really well is Skillshare is growing massively at this time because, again, Skillshare is riding the pandemic wave. And so Ali was taking all of this new audience from Skillshare and building his own email list off of Skillshare that he could then sell future content to at a later date. The third thing he does is he gets really good at course creation. So Skillshare not only becomes this big revenue engine for his business, it's really his R&D lab for what would then later become the part-time YouTuber Academy and all of his other self-hosted courses. So from 2019 to 2022, Ali's living the high life on Skillshare. He's earning hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and that is fueling his business. But then in October 2022, Skillshare changes their payout model, and Ali's income from the platform is cut in half overnight. But luckily, Ali has spent years developing and launching his own course off of Skillshare, called the Part-Time YouTuber Academy. And this is a live cohort-based course that he was running cohorts every single year since 2020. So let's break down that revenue growth.
We launched the course. Never even mentioned it on YouTube, actually, just posted on Twitter. And I expected like 12 people to sign up for like a beta, we'll try it out, see what it's like. And like 356 people signed up.
Oh my God. And how much did it cost?
It was $400 initially. And then after the first like 100 people or so, we just doubled the prices. I'm like, all right, cool, it's now $800. And then like by the end of that day, I think we'd closed about $70K worth of revenue.
In 2020, Ali launched his first live cohort and he made nearly $300,000 at the launch. Then in 2021, he launches 3 cohorts and makes over $2 million. 2022, 3 cohorts again, a little bit less. He was posting less on YouTube at that time. And so his course revenue was about 1.7 million in revenue. And then 2023 was his final year with the live cohorts. There was some urgency involved, and he made over $3 million from the last cohorts of his part-time YouTuber Academy. But in 2024, Ali pivots the business again. He's been running these cohorts for 2+ years now. He ran 8, 9 cohorts. He was investing heavily into the part-time YouTuber Academy. He hired a lot of people to help him execute this, and it was taking a lot of his own time. So he shifted the interactive part-time YouTuber Academy cohort model to an evergreen recorded course priced at a much lower, but still very high point of nearly $1,000. Why? Because he saw the flaws with the live cohort model. Running these things on a monthly basis, running multiple a year, takes a lot of time, of Ali's time, takes a lot of customer support, takes a lot of his team's time to manage the community on a daily basis to actually run and execute these every single year.
Since people have seen what these numbers are like, a lot of people have always asked me, like, would I recommend doing a cohort-based course? Like, would I recommend running one? The answer is probably not. It is so much work, it's so much effort, and actually a lot of the time and effort that went into this course could have gone into maybe better things, but depending how you define better. Like, I could have made more YouTube videos, I could have focused more on my book. We're spending so much time and effort, me and the team overall, on this course and trying to serve our students as best as we could. It kind of took my eye off the ball, which is like the thing I actually care about.
The second issue was the Part-Time YouTuber Academy was a really expensive cohort-based course. The tiers were anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 per cohort. And so it was really only available to creative professionals that were taking YouTube very seriously. And that is a very small subset of Ali's audience. So by pricing it lower at $9.99, it's now much more accessible to a bigger portion of Ali's audience. The third issue is the cohort model offers revenue spikes and not stability. So he has this YouTube channel where he's posting content every single week, but he actually can't sell the Part-Time YouTuber Academy every week because it's only open a few times a year. And so he's not able to leverage the full value of this growth engine that is his YouTube channel. So with an evergreen course, he can sell his course with every YouTube video if he wants, turning his YouTube channel into a 24/7 sales engine for his business. And so now with every video he launches a free lead magnet with that video that users can opt into and then join his email list. And then when the timing is right and he nurtures those emails, he can then start to sell them on the Part-Time YouTuber Academy. So this creates a very sustainable revenue engine for the business. Every new video that he creates builds his email list even further, which then drives more course sales over time. And so now his business is not dependent on any third-party algorithm change or any live cohort launch sales and marketing model.
Now they're in my email list, and now I can sell to the email list. So you're getting the double dip effect.
Yeah.
You're getting the revenue from AdSense. You're getting the inherent value from helping someone by giving them, the view on the video. You're getting the revenue from the sponsor, and you're also building your own email list and getting your own revenue.
So now it's 2025, and what's Ali thinking about? He's thinking about how to make his business defensible once again and how to make it sustainably grow over decades. And so he sees himself as a key man risk within the business. He is the face of every single content that's produced. He is the face of every course that they launch. And so now he's starting to take the investment in time and resources that he now has from the cohort-based model and reinvest that into products and revenue lines that are much more sustainable over time that actually don't involve him. And so the first thing he's doing is venturing into physical products. And he started this in 2024, where he somewhat unsuccessfully launches this keyboard.
I tried Ali Abdaal's keyboard, so you don't have to.
But now he's also launching a productivity app
called VoicePal, and it is a ghostwriter in your pocket. And it's basically like having your own personal ghostwriter.
a technology tool that's not dependent on him in any way, except for the fact that he can leverage his audience and his content engine to really drive new user growth and revenue for the platform. If you liked Ali's story and found it helpful, hit the like and subscribe button and let me know in the comments which other creator businesses I should break down next. See you on the next one.